What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Ricardo, your NBA sports journalist, and tonight, I want to talk about something LeBron James said after Game 3 that stopped me cold. Because when a player who has been in more playoff battles than anyone in NBA history looks at the team that is eliminating him and publicly praises their depth, you need to listen very carefully to what he is actually saying. LeBron James praised the Oklahoma City Thunder's depth after Game 3. Oklahoma City won 131-108. The Thunder are up 3-0. The Lakers go into Game 4 on Tuesday night with a 17.3% chance of winning and the longest odds in postseason history staring them in the face. No team in NBA history has ever come back from 3-0 to win a 7-game series. And LeBron James, 40 years old, facing the end of his playoff run, looked at the Oklahoma City Thunder and told the truth. He said their depth is extraordinary. He said they have answers at every position. He said they are built differently from anything he has faced. Let me walk you through exactly what happened in Game 3, because the numbers from this game are both extraordinary and heartbreaking, depending on which team you support. Oklahoma City scored 131 points. Their biggest lead of the game was 27 points. 27. They dominated every quarter except the second. The Lakers actually won Q2 34-26, which is the one bright spot in an otherwise brutal night. But OKC came out in Q1 and outscored LA 31-25. Then in Q3, they put the game completely away, 33-20. And in Q4, they went completely nuclear. 41 points in the fourth quarter. 41. Against a Lakers team that had nothing left. That is not a basketball team closing out a game. That is a statement. OKC shot 56.4% from the field, 44.7% from 3 on 38 attempts, 64.3% on 2-point shots. Their field goals at the rim, 84.6% on 26 attempts. They were virtually unstoppable at every layer of the offense. And their bench scored 44 points. 44 points from reserve players. The bench alone outscored the entire starting unit of most NBA teams on any given night. Now let me tell you what LeBron's praise of OKC's depth actually means when you look at the specific numbers. Ajay Mitchell, a bench player, had 24 points, 10 assists, 3 steals on 58.8% shooting. His efficiency score was 33, which was the best on the floor for either team. A bench player had the best efficiency rating of any player in a 131-point blowout. That is what LeBron is talking about. That is the depth he praised. Chet Holmgren had 18 points on 64.3% shooting with 9 rebounds and went 100% at the rim. 8 for 8 on attempts right at the basket. Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench had 12 points on 85.7% shooting and was plus 26. Cason Wallace hit 4 threes at 66.7% and scored 16 points. Luguentz Dort hit both of his threes at 100% and was plus 21. Alex Caruso had 3 steals and a defensive rating of 105. Every single player OKC put on the floor, starter or reserve, contributed meaningfully. There was no weak link. There was no matchup to exploit. There was nowhere for the Lakers to hide. And SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, had 23 points on 35% shooting. One of his quieter shooting nights of the series. And OKC still won by 23. That is the depth story. Their best player had a below-average shooting game, and the margin was still 23 points. That is not a team. That is a machine. Now let us talk about LeBron's night because it deserves honest analysis. 19 points on 36.8% shooting, 8 assists against 3 turnovers, 6 rebounds, minus 24 on the night. His offensive rating was 101.8, which tells you he was barely above break-even on offense when he was on the floor. He got to the free throw line 4 times and made 3. He had some nice moments, a few smart passes, some defensive activity. But this was not the LeBron who scored 27 on 70% in Game 1. This was a LeBron who is running out of answers against a defense that has had 2 games to study him and is now taking away everything he wants. The play-by-play of LeBron's field goal attempts tells a painful story. He went 3 for 11 on 2-point attempts, only 27.3% inside. Holmgren and Hartenstein are making his interior game almost completely inefficient. He has shifted to the perimeter, 2 for 6 from 3. But that is not sustainably LeBron's game at this stage of his career either. He is being squeezed from all directions, and Oklahoma City knows exactly what they are doing. Rui Hachimura was actually excellent. 21 points on 50% shooting, 5 threes on 62.5%, and was minus 24 anyway. That is how comprehensively OKC dominated this game. A player going for 21 points on 62.5% from 3, and his team still gets blown out by 23. Austin Reeves had 17 points, but 5 turnovers and was minus 23. Luke Kennard came off the bench and shot 70% from the field for 18 points, and it meant absolutely nothing in the context of this game. So when LeBron stands at that podium after a 23-point loss and praises Oklahoma City's depth, he is not making excuses. He is not deflecting. He is doing what great players and great competitors do. He is acknowledging reality with honesty and respect. He is saying, this team is special. This team is built for championships. This team has no weakness I can find, and I have been looking for the last 3 games. That is a remarkable thing for a competitor of LeBron's nature to say publicly. This is a man whose entire identity is built around refusing to accept limitations, refusing to acknowledge that anything is impossible. And here he is, acknowledging that Oklahoma City is different, that their depth is extraordinary, that they have something he has not seen before. Game 4 is Tuesday night in Los Angeles. The Lakers have a 17.3% win probability. The Staples Center crowd will be electric because Lakers fans are not quitters, and LeBron James in Los Angeles deserves a proper send-off regardless of what happens next. This city has watched him play 40 years of basketball, and he owes them a performance even in an impossible situation. Can the Lakers win Game 4? Yes. 17.3% is not 0. But can they win 4 straight against this Oklahoma City team? The honest answer, the answer LeBron was dancing around when he praised their depth, is almost certainly no. What we are watching right now is the closing chapter. And LeBron James, with his honesty about OKC's depth, with his grace in an impossible situation, is showing us exactly why he is the greatest of his generation. Not just in how he plays, but in how he carries himself when the end is near. Game 4, Tuesday night, Los Angeles. Whatever happens, watch it. I am Ricardo, your NBA sports journalist. Smash that like button, subscribe for live Game 4 reaction, and drop a comment below. Does LeBron have one last miracle in him for the home crowd on Tuesday? I will see you then.